There have been several big names linked to the Major League Soccer this summer, and even a few of them have become official. Talking about Antoine Griezmann being announced to Orlando City earlier in the spring, and then Robert Lewandowski announced a couple weeks ago to be signing with the Chicago Fire. But there have been so many players who have balled out at the 2026 World Cup who are free agents or could be available for an MLS move. And we're going to talk about a couple of those players and who I think realistically could make the move to Major League Soccer this summer. But before we get to that, guys, make sure you guys give us a like down below, subscribe to the channel if you haven't already, and hit that little bell notification so you don't miss any of our videos. Now, the first one may be the darling of the 2026 World Cup. This guy came out of nowhere. I would be willing to bet that this guy probably was only known amongst small circles when the World Cup started, and that's Cape Verde goalkeeper Vizinha, who is 40 years old and was maybe, I don't know if he's goalkeeper of the tournament, but he is definitely the story, and he balled out. We're talking about a country of 500,000 people. Some people thought maybe Cape Verde might be the worst team in the tournament before it started, and they had a dream run. I mean, they drew with Spain or shut them out, which was the first sign of this is a real team. They gave Argentina a scare, went blow for blow with them, and Vizinha was at the forefront of this entire tournament and what made them so special. I mean, he had a 78% save percentage. He played 4 matches, had 18 saves total, 2 clean sheets, and he was just very, very calm, cool, and collected, very confident with his feet. He just looked like a goalkeeper that had played in a top league his entire career, yet he was a mainstay in the Portuguese second division for most of his career. And he's a free agent. He's 40 years old. I don't know how much he has left in him, but if you just went based on just the World Cup, he looked incredible. And I think he's going to have a lot of suitors for after the World Cup that want to sign him, even if it's for a 2-year deal. Now, he has already been linked to Major League Soccer. Inter Miami has reportedly showed interest in him. They've had a very shaky goalkeeper situation with Dane St. Clair in goal, who didn't even start for Canada at the 2026 World Cup. He lost his job to Maxime Crepeau. So Vizinha makes a lot of sense to come to Inter Miami, play for the Herons, and I think this could be a win-win for both situations. And I think even Messi has more respect, a profound respect for him after their match that they played in the round of 32. I think he gained his respect, and I think that's maybe could be pushing this move. This would be a great signing, and he's a star. He went from like 18,000, I want to say maybe 80,000 followers on Instagram to now he's got like 22 plus million. I mean, it just makes way too much sense, and he's a free transfer. The next guy is Luka Modric. Luka Modric is a legend, right? He's a Ballon d'Or winner. He helped Croatia go to the 2018 World Cup final, and they lost to France. And I still think he's good. He was pretty good at Milan this past season. He had 1 assist at this World Cup, played in 3 matches, but I still think he's shown that he's good enough to play in Major League Soccer. And I know that this is going to add on to the retirement league mantra that everyone says, but Modric is still good. Like, I have to see what the contract would be and what he would sign for. But if it's a fair deal and he's not DP, I think he would be very good for a Major League Soccer team, at least for a year or two. I still think he's good enough to play for a year or two. And Lewandowski's almost 40. Why can't Modric also play in Major League Soccer? And he showed that he still has it. Croatia, they were so close to beating Portugal. Some maybe think they got robbed, but either way, I think he has still got a lot to show, and I think there'd be a lot of suitors that would want him. Now, for the team or the club that I think would be the best suited for him, that's a tough one. I feel like he would be very picky or choosy based on him being older and wanting to play for a team that he desires to play for, especially if he's going to come at a discount. So it kind of makes it a smaller circle of teams maybe he would want to play for. Maybe a Miami, I'm not sure, but they're probably going to sign Casemiro and a couple other players, so probably not Miami. We'd have to keep an eye on see where Luka Modric would go. Maybe an LA team. It's just something we'll have to follow, but I would like to see, and I could see Luka Modric coming to Major League Soccer after this tournament. Now, the next one's Mohamed Salah. Mo Salah, out of contract, Liverpool legend, just lost to Argentina today in the round of 16. Heartbreaking. They were up 2-0. Argentina scored 3 unanswered goals. Salah has been solid in this World Cup. Maybe not as good as he once was, but he had a goal and 2 assists in the World Cup. I think he was highly involved. He still showed that he's good enough to play at a high level. He's probably not going to play for another Premier League team. I don't think he's going to play for a top 5 team in Europe. I think it's either the Saudi Pro League or Major League Soccer. And I think there's a good chance he would come to Major League Soccer. I think this is the time, and there's a lot of teams that would be a lot of suitors for him, a lot of suitors for Mo Salah. And I think that what we saw with Son Heung-min last year, at least 2025, he would be able to come in here like him and be able to destroy the league, play very well, and make a team a true contender, or be that piece that takes a team to another level. So I think Mo Salah is a guy you have to be targeting to come to Major League Soccer. And with him being a free agent, not under contract, I think it would be a home run signing to get Mo Salah to come to Major League Soccer. And San Diego is a team that's been linked with him heavily, but I don't know if that would happen. Maybe the Galaxy, because they just opened up a DP spot. But I do think that Mo Salah would be a great signing for an MLS team. The next one, very controversial right now because of how bad his World Cup was, but Christian Pulisic, right? Now, a lot of USMNT fans, including myself, but I've kind of been this way since day one, don't really care where he plays now. A lot of USMNT fans have kind of sidecasted him, written him off, don't really care about him anymore because he just hadn't showed up. He didn't score a single goal in this World Cup. They don't really care where he plays. Now, he's under contract with Milan for another year, but there's really nothing left for him to do. He failed at the World Cup in 2026. This was the best chance he was ever going to have to deliver for the USMNT in his prime, on home soil, on a veteran team, totally under delivered. And I think it's time for him to probably come home, and I think he probably will. I'm not sure where he'll go. There's been the New York City FC rumors for Christian Pulisic, but at this point, I feel like his approval rating for the USMNT fans has probably never been lower than what it is right now. So I don't think the USMNT fans would really care where he goes. But I could see him coming. He's probably going to get a pretty big payday to come back to back to America and play in Major League Soccer. And with the way things ended, I just don't think another team is going to come in there and buy him. Now, if he had a good World Cup, maybe he could have got a good move to a top team. There was rumors maybe about Manchester United, but with the way he played in this World Cup, it was absolutely horrible. There's no way that any top team would want Christian Pulisic in this current form. I think he's likely to come to Major League Soccer. I've been saying this for years. Hey, everyone, quick word from our sponsor, FanDuel. If you're into soccer like I am, you already know how exciting La Liga, the Premier League, and MLS matches can get. With FanDuel, you can make it even more fun by placing bets on your favorite teams and matches across all 3 leagues. Whether it's a Premier League showdown, a La Liga thriller, or an MLS game with your local club, FanDuel makes it easy and exciting to bet on what you watch. Just remember, you have to be 21 years or older to play. Please bet responsibly and only if you're of legal age and in a state where it's allowed. Download the FanDuel app or head over to FanDuel.com, sign up, and get in on the action. Thanks for supporting the channel through FanDuel. Even though this is not the circumstances that many people wanted, I think he's coming to Major League Soccer. New York City, the team that has been heaviest linked with Christian Pulisic. Another one, goalkeeper, Ørjan Nyland. Goalkeeper for Norway, the darling team of this World Cup outside of Cape Verde, the team that maybe could win it all. He has been as much credit as Odegaard and Haaland get. Nyland has been just as equally the reason why the team was able to make it this far into the quarterfinals when we'll play England. He's been incredible. He had some great saves against Brazil. He is probably one of the most underrated goalkeepers in the entire world. He's 35 years old. He's a free agent. He last played for Sevilla. And I think that this World Cup, now maybe this World Cup run will get a bigger team to possibly sign him just because he's been playing out of his mind. But I think that with the circumstances of age and being a free agent, MLS teams need to be calling him. He's an elite shot stopper. MLS doesn't have a lot of elite shot stoppers right now. It's actually one of the weakest positions, I think, in the league in 2026. Having him in the league could really help a team. Now, obviously, you're not going to offer him a DP deal, but he would have to be one of the higher paid goalkeepers, if not the highest paid goalkeepers in the league. But I think maybe it'd be worth it. He is, like I said, underrated. He honestly deserves just as much credit as Haaland for why Norway has been able to make this heroic, historic run. And who knows? They might even win it all. We'll see. But I would love to see him in Major League Soccer. And he's the oldest Norwegian on the team. And I would love to see him come to Major League Soccer. And I think that he would definitely make a team better. And he'd be the best goalkeeper in Major League Soccer. No questions asked. And now the next player is Takahiro Tamiyasu, who played for Ajax. He's a center back. He can play fullback. This is a position that's also very weak in Major League Soccer. Defense, the back line is not historically good in Major League Soccer. There are so many teams that could use a good center back. Takahiro Tamiyasu, I think, would instantly be a top 3 center back, maybe the best center back in the league. He played at Arsenal before he went to Ajax. He played a couple games, and I think he was very good for Japan at the 2026 World Cup. Now, obviously, they didn't advance as far as they would have liked, but it was not because of him. I think he's a good defender. He had a positive rating in every single game. I thought he did as good as he possibly could, and I think that he would be the dream signing for a team that's trying to make a MLS Cup run. And like I said, because MLS has such bad defending, there's a lot of teams that just don't have any good defenders, especially center back. He would he could literally he could be a plug and play for any team in the entire league. Any team in the entire league, he'd be plug and play. So getting a player of his caliber, 27 years old, free transfer, this is the type of signings they need to make in order to take things to the next level. And I'm not saying he's going to change the league because of, his name recognition or anything like that, but he's just a good quality player. He's still young, and he's not the typical defender that Major League Soccer would get. And I think he had a good World Cup. So I think that this needs to be a target for Major League Soccer and teams that are trying to compete. We need to improve our center backs. We need to improve our defense overall. That has always been one of the struggling things in MLS. So getting him on a free transfer, this would be a guy you'd probably have to normally pay $8 to $10 million for, would make him a DP off the rip. I think you could get him on a pretty team-friendly deal, maybe $1.8 million a year, so he wouldn't be a DP. And you wouldn't have to pay the transfer fee. So you're getting a great center back by MLS terms, and he's not a DP. Would love to see him come to Major League Soccer. But that's 6 guys that I think I would want to come to MLS that play at the World Cup. I think 5 of them are free agents. Pulisic is the one who's not a free agent. But after his World Cup blunder, I would like to see him come, and I think he will come to Major League Soccer. I'm curious to know what you guys think. Is there anyone I missed? Is there any player that you would like to come to MLS after the World Cup that's a free agent, or maybe just someone you would like to see them swing for the fences and try to sign? Let me know in the comment section down below. But until next time, guys, I will see you all soon.